When you receive your Dataflow pump, it'll come in the same box as a Variflow. It'll come with a charger. This charger allows you to use the pump plugged into the mains, so you can run it for as long as you like, as well as using it to charge up the internal NIMH battery. It'll come with a spare mast. It'll come with a USB cable. This USB cable has a mini that goes into the pump and a standard USB fitting that goes into your laptop computer for downloading the data that you collect when doing the tests. Also used to upload jobs that you can program onto your laptop, then upload into your pump before you go on site. And a USB stick that allows you to download onto your computer all the programs you need to capture that data. The Dataflow pump has all the benefits of the Variflow pump. It's waterproof, it's cheap to maintain, it's modern, robust and easy to use. The key additional feature with the Dataflow is the flow sensor. The flow sensor is fitted inside the pump and conforms to HGS 248, the new regulations. This flow sensor is accurate plus or minus 5% and allows you to put in exactly the amount of air you want to collect over the period of time and then capture that data to download onto your computer. I will demonstrate the download and upload of job information on a separate video. We are now ready to use the Dataflow pump. Remember to remove the waterproof parts, that's the cover on the air outlet and the waterproof cover on the cap. Raise the mast. With your sampling head and filter already fitted, and turn the pump on. Again, pressing the green button as per the Variflow. As per the Variflow, it'll give you the serial number of the unit and it'll also tell you the software revision and the status of the battery. This is an NIMH battery for good life. If you have already entered a job, you can select this job by pressing the green button, select, and then toggling to the job. Job T1 is one we set up earlier. Start the job, OK, yes, and away the pump will go, collecting the amount of air that you requested at the literage. It'll, as per, if you set the job manually, it'll display the time and the amount of air collected. You allow the job to run through, or as normally, you can pause, restart. If you press stop by mistake, you can restart. It'll always show you where you were before you press pause or stop. So there's no going back to the beginning, unless you press stop and then stop the job. If you haven't already entered jobs onto the pump, you can then enter them manually by toggling to enter, pressing the green button and then entering the job number. The buttons will either give you letters or numbers, and if you press them once, they'll go down one at a time. If you hold them, they'll go down faster. We'll put in T2 as we already have a T1. Enter. And enter and enter. It now asks you if you want to carry out a capacity test or a time test. A time test allows you to set a flow rate. We'll do 8 litres a minute, but it can be changed to anything like 8.1, anything up to 16 litres, and then a run time. If you run it for an hour at 8 litres, it'll collect 480 litres of air. It now asks you if you want to, how you want to show the data output. This will log every 1 second during the test. So your data, when you download it onto your computer, will have a lot of records, 1 every second, to show you what the flow was at that time. You can also do 60 seconds and 30 seconds. One of the other added features of this pump is that it allows you to set your own PIN number to avoid anyone coming in and trying to turn the pump off. If you want to set pin number, you can do that at the offset of when you first set up the pump. You set up your own pin number. In this case, I'm going to say no. The job has now been saved into the memory banks, so that when you run that job, get back to your office, you can then download the collected data from that job onto your PC. Okay, we're going to start the job. The pump will now show you the time elapsed and the amount of air collected. You can hear it ramp up. It takes about 6 to 10 seconds to actually achieve full flow. It'll then run on a little bit longer to make sure that you have collected all of the air that you originally did. So the calculation will be 60 minutes at 8 litres, 480. So even if it's run an hour, it'll continue to run for a few more seconds until it knows it's actually collected the 480 litres you want. Again, you can pause. If you restart it, it'll start where it left off. If you press stop by mistake, again, you can restart it. I'm going to stop it and show you how to do a capacity test. This time we're going to do a capacity test. We don't have any preloaded jobs, so we're going to enter the job number. Press enter, enter the job number. As previously, if you hold the button down, it'll scroll faster. Once you get close, slow it down, press it, and it'll arrive on the T. This job's going to be T3, so 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Enter, enter, and it'll ask you if you want to do a capacity test. Once you press the capacity test green button, it allows you to enter the amount of air you want to collect. I'm going to change the 480 litres to 960 to demonstrate. So we're going to enter, enter, and then increase the 480 to 960. Enter, enter, enter. We're going to collect it at 8 litres. You can collect at 16 by changing the buttons. And then you can again have a logging period of either 1 second, so that your data output, or 60 seconds, or 30 seconds. We're going to log at 1 second. Again, you can set a pin number to stop anybody touching the pump. I'm not going to do that. Saves the job to memory, and then allows you to start. That one was running at 16 litres a minute, so you can tell it was running at a much faster rate. Again, once the capacity has been reached, the pump will turn itself off. But because it has a slow start for a few seconds, it'll always run a little bit longer than you originally expected, only a few seconds, unless the pump gets blocked, in which case it'll keep running until the air has been collected. Because the flow sensor is sensitive to plus or minus 5%, it'll always allow for full collection of air. If the filter gets blocked, or for any other reason the pump is slowed down, it'll continue to collect the air until it reaches the amount of air you asked it to collect. Okay, again, it'll tell you how much air you've collected. Once you finish the test, you'll be able to download the information onto your computer.